Good evening. It is Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, and coming to you from Tacoma, Washington. This is the Best Lamb Sports Show. I do like that music.
It's good music.
It's for free. I mean, right? You can't hardly beat that.
Yeah.
I'm your host, David Lamb. With me is my son, Parker. Say hello, Parker.
Hello, Parker.
And that's good applause right there.
Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good
but
studio.
But I earned it, so.
It's a good studio audience right there. We want to start by breaking news. The Colorado Mammoth lost in a terrible way.
We don't have to talk about it.
We don't. Okay. we can just gloss over that and just move along.
We got well. We didn't get crushed because it's not like they scored 20 goals on us. But we didn't score any. This would be the equivalent of a game ending like an NFL game ending like 14-3. It meant your offense didn't do anything.
They did not do anything.
But you didn't exactly like get blown. It's a blowout by differential, but it's not a blowout like based on score. You know what I mean?
You can make a justification all you want, but I'm just saying it from where we were sitting and watching, which was very comfortable, by the way.
It looked like our offense was doing nothing.
It was bad, yeah. It was bad luck.
Yeah.
Considering the first two games we watched were much. I mean, they were good, but this one was rough. Yeah.
I mean, it's when I look across the league and I see what scores are. This year's been a little low scoring comparatively to other seasons that I've looked back on. But I mean, we gave up 12 goals in this game.
Yeah,
that would put you below the league average in terms of goals allowed.
Sure.
But you only scored 3, which puts you well below the league average.
Yeah. Well, you've only given up 27 in 3 games. It's 9 in a game. It's not terrible.
Which is pretty good. I mean, a great example is in week 1, San Diego won 16-13. Georgia lost 15-11. We're not giving up a ton.
And the Mammoth are 4th, technically, in goals allowed. That's not terrible. There's an 18 and a 20 and then a 25. Then you're tied with somebody for 27. Buffalo, I think.
Yeah.
You guys 27. But you've only scored 20.
Yeah, differential is a killer.
And that is a league low.
Yeah. So, that's why I said it's when you think of you got your ass kicked, it's like kinda this is one of those weird ones where you're like
right.
You didn't do it. On one side of the field, you were pretty inept. On the other side of the field, you're better than average. You're a good team. We're a pretty good defensive team. We're pretty good goaltending. But when you can't score points, it doesn't matter. You have to score points to win games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true. Philadelphia has given up 38 goals in 3 games. Right? So that's 12.
And I think 10 of those were to us, right?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it's out there. Calgary's given up 40 goals in 3 games.
Calgary's bad.
Yeah, they're 0-3, yeah. But they've scored. But they've scored.
At the end of the year. Let them hear this.
But they've scored 10 more goals than you guys in the same 3 games. So I don't know how bad they actually.
Much worse defense.
Yeah.
Better offense.
Yeah. It's interesting.
We got a new piece coming this weekend. His name is Jack Hanna. He played it at DU, and he's a freaking stud.
From Vegas. You acquired him from Vegas, right?
Yeah, we got him from Vegas. He was like a top 4 goal scorer in the league last year or something like that. Yeah. So he's good. He should provide a quick offensive boost. Andrew Q, who's hurt, should be back. He scored 3. He had 5 points in the first game of the season, including 2 goals and 3 assists or something like that.
Yeah.
So he'll be really big to get back. And then there's another signing which isn't officially announced, I think, anywhere, that we hope happens this week that would give us even more offensive firepower. Right. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, it was interesting to watch, and I still am learning, and I still don't know all the rules. I still don't think there's enough fighting, but that hasn't happened yet.
You know what? It's funny because when I went into the locker room after they started chewing each other out, after the game and things like that, and the coaches started chewing out the players, there was a there was a comment made like, just go out there and punch somebody. If you're not going to do anything else, you might as well get into a fight.
You might. You might as well. He's not
You might
wrong.
as well motivate the team in one way or another.
Whoever said that was they're absolutely right.
Spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Ottawa, what are they? Black Bears? Is that right?
Black Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, Ottawa Black Bears. Rob,
Are there Black Bears in Ottawa?
there may be. There's Black Bears in Tennessee, so who knows? Rob Hellier is the leading scorer in the National Lacrosse League. He has 12 goals this year, by the way. And Jeff Teat is the assist leader. He has 21 assists in for Ottawa. These guys play for the same team, so Ottawa must be dynamite, right?
Yeah, they're all right.
They look like they're doing something right. Their players are at the top of these lists. So
I'm not gonna give them any credit. They probably, it's so early in the season where if you have one massive game,
yeah,
like you can put yourself at the top of like a bunch of statistical lists,
yeah,
real fast.
Well,
It'll all average.
I will also tell you this: that what team is this? I don't even know what team this is. Looks like a Buffalo. Saskatchewan Rush.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
the Rush. Yeah.
The Saskatchewan Rush have 3 players in the top 5 in penalty minutes. So there is.
Gotta be.
Well done. So wait till you play them.
Get those penalties out.
Yeah, that they actually took that punch someone advice right to heart, and now that's where.
I think we play them late this year or so. I know we travel there late. I don't know actually when we play them within the season, but we travel very late in the season.
If you have a subscription to ESPN Plus, you can watch all of these games. By the way, every single one of them in the NLL, and to include the Colorado Mammoth. And you if you watch it long enough, you will see Parker Lamb out there doing his thing, mostly down in the tunnel fixing somebody's whatever stick or helmet or whatever. Who knows what?
With that. Yeah. We had one guy. He broke the button, so the chin strap is like a button on two, and then like an anchor side, and it broke apart. And he comes running over. He goes, just tape it up for me. I was in my head. I'm like, I could fix this as fast as I could tape it, but all right. So I just taped it for him. And then I checked with him at the end of this happened like early in the first quarter. I checked with him at the end of the first quarter. I was like, hey, give me your helmet. I can fix it. He goes, no, it's okay. I was like, all right, cool. We'll do it at half. Halftime, I walked in there and he's sitting at this like little stall. And I go, hey, give me your helmet. He goes, no, I think it's okay. And I was like, okay, I'll check with you again at the end of the third. At the end of the third, I checked with him and I was like, you want me to fix your helmet? No, it's all right. All right. Like his chin strap was all off sitting too. It wasn't like I don't know if you've ever
care.
if you look at the guys, their chin straps are not on their chin. They dangle beneath it. Like
it kind of hangs there.
Their chin. Yeah, so they're kind of worthless.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. They like how they like it. Next Mammoth game is Rochester this Saturday at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Mountain time. Sorry. It'll be on ESPN Plus. If you got ESPN Plus, watch it. I mean, it's fun to watch. It actually is a lot of action. People moving in and out. It's great. I enjoy the quickness of it. Here's a question for you. Now that we're talking about it, and this is totally weird. Anyway, what's with the timeouts? Who calls a timeout with 60 seconds left in the frickin' quarter? What is that about? What is that about? Where do the timeouts come? Is it the team calling a timeout literally, or is it a media? There's some of them are media timeouts, right?
Well, so there's definitely media timeouts. The same way with basketball stuff. There's like an under 8 and under 5, that sort of thing. And if a stoppage of play doesn't happen in that time, if it's just continuous play for like 4 minutes, which very rarely happens, you'll get there. But coaches are the other people mainly who call timeouts. Our players can call timeout, like any player could. Any captain, any marked captain or assistant or not assistant, alternate can. But yeah, so they don't call them very often. Usually it's the coaches, and they do it to strategically pull a goal. I don't know if you've seen, they pull their goalies a lot.
Yeah, when there's a penalty,
like
right?
Late in the game. Well, with penalties, yes, that's the same as hockey, but they'll also pull them like late in a quarter.
Yeah.
Knowing that the quarter's about to end, if we have the puck and we're moving on to if we have the ball, we're moving on to offense, they'll pull the goalie.
Yeah.
So they do it. The goalies come to the bench probably like 6 or 7 times throughout the game.
It's crazy. It's crazy to watch. It is. It reminds me. It reminds me of hockey a lot, but it's also
It
not.
is.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's some the changes of players. You know, it's not like a line. Like you put out a line. There's a defense and there's an offense. And they swap out based on the possession, right? And but they don't put like
Yeah.
hockey has like three lines deep, right? And so the second line comes out, and then the third line comes out, and there's a power play line and a penalty killing line. I get all those things, and when I watch hockey, I see it, and they don't necessarily swap out. They swap out at a certain time because they've been on the ice too long. You know what I mean? They get tired, and there's a timing kind of a thing where like, okay, this has been going on. Let's get another line out there. We're gonna swap out, and it's not everybody.
Y-
Sometimes it's some of the
Yeah.
guys, but this seems like it's these five guys are offense. These five guys are defense, and they swap out every time the ball changes possession. And it's interesting to watch like that, just because you see the minute that you guys go on offense when Colorado goes on offense, and you see Will Malcolm with the ball, you go, holy moly! All of a sudden, every time he comes out, he's getting the ball. So anyway, it's a lot of fun to watch. I'm enjoying it.
Well,
So I am losing you. I lost you.
there's 18 guys on the bench and two goalies.
My sound is just not working. What's going on? We're gonna start over. So hang on just a second. We're gonna get another call. It's been a little hard audio wise. All right, let's try again.
And we're back.
And we're back.
You hear everything you were saying that whole time,
Yeah.
but on my it was just saying like, hold on, something went wrong. But I'm hearing you talk, and I'm like, you could stop doing anything, and I think we're in a good place right now. But
Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all.
so what I was going to interject on that was that there's 18 guys on the bench and two goalies.
Mhm.
Of the 18 guys, I think 10 of them or 11 at any given point are defense, and so that would leave 7 on offense or whatever.
Right.
It is very much flow state. It's not dedicated dudes. Guys will cut back in line all the time to get more shifts, and it's very, very, very much like it's not very regimented. Where it might seem like it's this then this, but it is very much as soon as the ball's turned over, 5 guys of offense are coming off and 5 guys of defense are going on. Just who is the question.
Right. Yeah,
So,
it's pretty cool to watch.
And then there's a couple transition players who go in out there like Jordan Gillis and Jalen Chester. So they kind of bridge the gap between offense and defense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch. I will admit. Just
not bad.
Yeah, it's something I've never done before. Watch much lacrosse because I I'm not a rich white kid from the East Coast, so there's I don't know. That's what it seems like, right? Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's pretty big out here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. So anyway, let's talk about college football because we can.
Sure.
If you're watching the game currently, Miami and Ohio State are playing. It's on ESPN. It is 14-0 Miami at the half in the Cotton Bowl Classic. That's in Dallas. I missed the Cotton Bowl being played in the Cotton Bowl. That was kind of a thing. I mean, just traditional sake. I mean, they play it at AT&T because it holds more people. I get why they do it. It's still, to me, the Cotton Bowl played in the Cotton Bowl. The Orange Bowl played in the Orange Bowl, which they don't do that either. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is, I don't like it being called the Cotton Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl, yeah. I mean, and I don't know that Dallas, Texas.
It's got a pretty well, but it was played to honor the cotton industry's significance.
Sure.
But that's also a very controversial industry.
Agreed.
That you're trying to honor there. So you could probably just change it to something else. Call it what is it? Rayon? Call it the Rayon Bowl. Like it's a synthetic. No one's going to be mad about that.
Polyester Bowl. I like it.
Exactly.
Right.
The 50 bowl.
The
right.
crushed
The half rayon, half cotton.
The crushed velvet bowl. Let's make it a 70s
That's
thing.
right.
70s vibe.
The modal.
I like this idea, by the way.
The modal bowl. I don't know. Is that what that's called? That type of cotton is called modal.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Every year change the name.
Yeah. To a different fabric?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess that.
I like it. Anyway, um, but yeah, so Miami, trying to play with it. We talked about this, trying to play with a chip on their shoulder, and you were saying as before we went on air about how them playing with a chip on their shoulder is BS. Is that the right term? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm basically driving home the point that they're very upset that people undervalue them.
Yeah.
But no one really undervalues you. You do it yourself,
Right.
right? Like Indiana was actually undervalued all year
Right.
until they beat Ohio State. And then they beat Ohio State and people went, oh, yeah, they're pretty good. It was like, yeah, they were good before they beat Ohio State, too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
that's true.
Miami lost 3 games or whatever it was this year.
Just
It
two,
was like,
just two, but to the
they lost 2 games. And it was like, no one undervalued you. You're appropriately valued. You don't need to have a chip on your shoulder.
yeah.
But athletes will be athletes. They'll find any reason to motivate themselves, no matter how dumb it is.
Yeah, my only issue is when you watch the back and forth with the people like Notre Dame and Miami who were arguing with each other. Yes, you beat Notre Dame. Okay. Week 1. 27-24.
Yeah.
You beat them by 3. Okay. And then you lost to Louisville at home and SMU on the road. Those are your 2 losses. Notre Dame's 2 losses.
Those aren't great.
Yeah, Notre Dame's 2 losses are to Texas A&M and you, both ranked. Yours are not. So everyone sits there and,
Yeah.
well, this is, they were both the same record and we beat them head to head. Yeah, you don't have the same record. You did not play the same teams. That is not. I don't care if
The
your
same
records are the
same
same.
record is not the same record. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, you're 10-2. They're 10-2. I get it, but you're not because you did not play the same teams.
Because by that same argument, Oregon being 11-1 in the Big Ten, you could be like, well, that's the same as being 11-1 in the Sun Belt.
Right.
It's like it's not. They're different. They're different.
And
They're different
and the other
schedules.
and the other thing that goes around this time of year is the SEC likes to tell you, oh well, that bowl game doesn't matter because we lost 10 players to the portal and the coach is gone. And you're like, okay, well, you told us your 10th or 11th best team would be the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Is it or is it not the best team? Oh well,
And
not
then you sat
now.
there and lobbied that your 5th best team should be in the playoff, and there's no
Right? Yeah.
excuse for why it's not.
Yeah. Well, not now because they have nothing to play for. Oh well, then why don't you go out and show us? Go out and play everybody. That you go out and show us that you can beat it. If you're even if you lost a few guys, even if there were a few guys sitting out, even if you lost your head coach, you should still be able to beat a lowly Big Ten team or an ACC team or somebody,
If
right?
you are what you say you are. Yep.
Because right now your guys are 3-6.
Yeah.
Just FYI. And one of those wins is over an SEC team. So
I would say, but technically, there's some
Yeah.
self cannibalization in there.
right. So you're 2-5 against teams that aren't in the SEC.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And yes, Miami. I'm going to give you this. You did come out and throttle Texas A&M defensively. That was a good win. Defensively, you made them look terrible. Now, but that's the SEC, and we all can kind of agree that the SEC is overrated and maybe they're not that good. But I'll give you credit for allowing only 3 points to Texas A&M because they have scored points all year, and you did a very good job. Now you're beating Ohio State right now. You better hold on to that because if they find out the secret, if they come up with a combination, Ohio State can beat you quickly.
Yeah.
But maybe who knows? I don't know.
However, the plus side that they have is that Ohio State hasn't been in this position all year outside of Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even a kind of a late game loss.
Right.
So they haven't been in a position where they go into the locker room needing multiple touchdown possessions to just be in it.
Right.
And so who knows how that plays on people's brains when it happens for the first time.
Right.
Somewhere strange. So
yeah, interesting. So if you're watching, if you watched earlier today and you watched the college football bowl games that happened today, why is this not coming up? See, every time I start clicking on stuff. You watched Texas beat Michigan 41-27 in the Citrus Bowl, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, by the way. Why? Cheez-It shouldn't have anything. Can't we get like somebody who actually has citrus, like, to be a sponsor? Anyway, so Texas.
Well, how many major citrus companies do you know? Let's start there.
Sunkist, maybe.
The Sunkist Citrus Bowl. That actually kind of works, actually. But
Yeah.
Name
Not
another.
many.
If
There's
I'll
not
say
many.
if that falls through, yeah,
Not many. That's true. Not many.
the
Um,
Cuties Citrus Bowl.
Cuties, yeah, right. I don't know who they're. Yeah, whatever. Um, Arch Manning, by the way, 9 carries for 155 yards. 60 something of them were on 1 carry. Okay, but still, 8 carries for 90 yards is pretty damn good by your quarterback. He had a good day. So it is Michigan, but it is a win over a Big Ten team. You were favored, so I mean, okay, whatever. But and they won by 2 touchdowns. They won fairly easily. So um, it was 17-17 at the half. There's that.
Yeah.
Did not watch the game because some of us work for a living. Um,
Yep.
so
Same.
yeah, but that's one of those
Bowl
two SEC
games
wins.
on midweek, not on a holiday. I don't
Right.
like.
That's
I'm not.
weird.
I can't watch it.
Isn't
I'm
that
busy.
weird? Doesn't that feel weird? Like, oh, this game's at noon on Thursday, and it's not a holiday, and you're like, well, why? How am I going to watch that? I got to record it and then watch it later. But by that time, I have so many ESPN notifications. I'm going to know what happened.
Yeah, I refuse to watch recordings of things unless it's like F1 first thing in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then I usually don't pick up my phone for the first 2 hours of my day, and that's when I watch it. But if I have my phone on me and I'm actively going throughout my day, there's not a snowball's chance in hell I'm going to go home and watch a recording of something that occurred during the day.
So now, what's Vanderbilt's excuse for losing the ReliaQuest Bowl to Iowa?
They had Pavia too, right?
Yeah, Diego Pavia played in this game. They lose 34-27 to Iowa.
Tough.
Um, Iowa's a good football team. You can say what you want. They're 9-4, but that's what they are every year. The Iowa is what Iowa is. They are defense, but they gave up 27 points in this and still won. They scored 34 points. That's a lot
Yeah.
for Iowa. If you watch the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, Utah laid a whooping on Nebraska, 44-22. I still think Utah is probably one of the best teams not in the playoff. That's a
Probably.
good football team. Duke with a 42-39 win against Arizona State. That's what I want to see. 42-39. If it's in a bowl game, I want it to be 100 points. And
Action packed,
that,
Pac-12 after dark style,
yeah,
54-51.
yeah, the pack triple overtime, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, make it spicy.
That was the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, which used to be the Kellogg's Sun Bowl, but why we just went with Tony the Tiger, I have no idea. But hey, that's the Sun Bowl's been around for a long time in El Paso, Texas. By the way, that has been played forever. And then if you
Is it
watch,
played in the Sun Bowl?
yeah, it's an actual bowl. Yeah,
Is it called the Sun Bowl? I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. That's where they
Oh.
play. Yeah. So yeah, if you watched any of these, I don't know. So there's, let me go back here. So yesterday, oh not yesterday, 27th, 28th, 29th was the last set of games. If you watch that, Illinois over Tennessee 30-28, Louisiana Tech over, that was the Music City Bowl. Tennessee kind of playing a home game, still found a way to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech over Coastal Carolina 23-14. TCU with a late touchdown in overtime to beat USC 30-27.
Oh my God. So earlier I was grabbing pictures and
Yeah,
I went to ESPN's website
yeah,
and I did not see, like, I literally just pulled up the college football
yep.
and then looked at the bowl games and then just started scrolling down, but I did not see any of those games, even though I definitely watched some of them.
Yeah, it was
And so,
yesterday. Yeah,
and so now I'm like, wow, I did not grab any pictures of those games.
it's all right. I mean, nobody cares, right?
Whoops.
And if you were watching the Pinstripe Bowl, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. First of all, I've never seen a Bad Boy mower like on sale, like for sale anywhere. Do you have to order them online or something? Is that like a website only thing? But I've never gone to like Home Depot and seen Bad Boy mowers.
Oh, let's find out where they're sold actually,
Yeah.
because I'm looking right now. I'm checking out their website. It's kind of, I mean, they look like pretty good mowers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're cutting
Are they?
grass,
I mean, if they're cutting grass.
they're doing it right, right?
So they're not sold in traditional places.
Ah.
So I just looked at the dealer like locator, and the closest one to me is Independence, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It's Independence, Colorado off road is where it's sold.
Interesting.
So it's not sold. Yeah, it's not sold in the normal places. I don't think you're gonna go to Home Depot and find them.
It's going to require some more research because I want to know what's bad boy about them. Are they souped up mowers or are they like off-road vehicles that have a mower underneath, or I mean, what are we talking about here?
I mean, they make like zero turn motors, so
Yeah.
they're just mower. It's the logo.
Okay. Yeah. They've been around for a while. I mean, it's not like they're new, but it's just weird. It's a weird thing to be sponsoring the Pinstripe Bowl in New York City,
Yeah,
right? At Yankee Stadium. And
yeah.
and
Not a single person in New York City
owns a
owns
bad
a
boy
bad
mower.
boy
Yeah.
mower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got to go to Staten Island to find the first one of
I
those.
and I made all of that comment to say that Penn State finished with a winning record. They won a bowl game against Clemson.
What a turnaround.
They hit rock bottom at some point this season, and then managed to pull out a bowl win. So anyway, there's that.
Yeah.
All right, but so the college football playoff is coming up. The games tonight obviously is game one. You have Oregon and Texas Tech tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on ESPN in the Orange Bowl, the Capital One Orange Bowl. That's at Hard Rock Stadium. That's where the Dolphins play. In case you didn't know, it's Miami Gardens, Florida. Looks like it's going to be 62 degrees at kickoff.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
and
gonna be
chilly.
it's gonna be a nice day. Oregon's a 2.5 point favorite
Yeah, that's what doesn't mean anything.
according to ESPN. Well, I mean they're the only underdog, lower seed, higher seed. What do you call that? Lower seed, higher seed, higher seed. They're the only
Higher seed,
yeah, let's
yeah.
call them higher. The only higher seed that's favored to win.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's kind of nice.
yeah. I mean,
Still doesn't mean much, but it's kind of nice.
agreed. If you're still watching after that and you haven't, thrown in the towel, Alabama, Alabama plays Indiana in the Rose Bowl. That's at 1 o'clock on ESPN. Indiana is a 7.5 point favorite according to ESPN. That's a significant amount. I mean, a touchdown
Yeah,
favorite
that's a lot.
against Alabama.
I would say that's significant.
And then you have the late game, which is the All-State Sugar Bowl. That is Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia's a 6.5 point favorite. See, they didn't even give Georgia 7 points against Ole Miss. That's going to be an interesting football game. Don't. I I would pick Georgia, but I would not rule out an Ole Miss victory in that one. The first one, the other one, Indiana. I think Indiana's going to shut down Alabama. I think that's
Yeah,
just going to happen. But they're going to force Alabama to run the ball. They're going to put 8 guys in coverage, and Alabama cannot run the football. So that's going to be, they're going to do what they got to do. But Ole Miss, I think, is capable of beating Georgia. I don't think you could tell me any other way that, oh, there's no way. Yeah, I think there's a way. Ole Miss is pretty good. But Georgia has this habit of getting a break here and there, and
a
just kind
good
of pulling away,
call or a
pulling away from
crazy
you.
pass
Yeah, right.
play, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
They're a tough team to bet against because of that. They just get this weird crap that happens for them.
It is weird. I agree. And by the way, so if you're looking at the bracket, and let's look at the bracket because we might as well. There's your college football playoff bracket. The winner of that Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss Georgia, plays the winner of tonight's game in the Cotton Bowl. That's Miami and Ohio State. That's going to make for an interesting matchup, no matter who it is. I like the way that plays out. And what I'm looking at in the other half of the bracket, assuming the favorites win, it's an Oregon-Indiana rematch in the semifinals. Oh,
What a dream.
man, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? If that doesn't happen, you get Oregon and Alabama
That's
for
what
the
a
first
dream.
for the first time ever.
any or all of the above, I'm in.
Right. And in worst case, you get Texas Tech. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. Oregon and Texas Tech have played 3 times all time. 91, 92, and 2023. Oregon is 3-0 all time against Texas
Yeah.
Tech. Alabama go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm just saying 4 of the teams left are red. Like, do we really need Texas Tech,
should we-
Alabama, Indiana,
Should
Georgia,
we
and
change
Ohio
our
State
colors?
to red?
Because Ole Miss
God.
has red too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
So
Texas
it's just
Tech has
Oregon
red
and
too.
Miami. It's just Oregon
Yeah.
and Miami that
That
don't
have some red.
as a core or secondary or third color.
Yeah, I think you have to
Yeah.
have some red to be successful.
And if you don't, you're Tulane or you're James
You're
Madison or you're
Tulane.
A&M and you lose. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not great.
All right, so
Yeah.
Alabama and Indiana have never played.
That's interesting.
Indiana against the SEC all time is 37, 26, and 2,
Oh,
which is
that's
not bad,
surprising.
right? Yeah, no, that's what I said too, because Indiana has one of the worst winning percentages of all time, but they have a winning record against SEC teams all time.
Huh.
Alabama against the Big Ten, the current Big Ten teams, is 36-17. They're 4-1 against Ohio State, by the way. They're 10-5 against Penn State. They played 15 games. Alabama and Penn State have played 15 times because
Yeah.
of bowl game ties.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay, and in the Sugar Bowl, Georgia and Ole Miss have played 49 times, 34-14, 34-14 and 1. Georgia has the edge. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty easy. And then Ohio State has played Miami 5 times, and they're 3-2. The
Yeah.
last time was in 2011, and it was a 24-6 Ohio State win at Miami
Huh.
in a non-conference game early in the season. So there's that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Alabama, Indiana has no history. How do you determine who's going to win that game? Well, Indiana's defense is going to win that game, I think.
Probably.
If I was a betting man, I would have also
Alabama
said
can't run the ball, so
Ohio State's defense was going to win this game. Currently, not quite the case.
not the case. Let's have chaos and upsets.
But we have a lot of time. So yeah,
By the way,
right?
I'm looking at Indiana's record versus SEC opponents.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So their last 4 games or 5 games were Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri. Then the next 20 are versus Kentucky.
Yeah, they played Kentucky. You used to play Kentucky
A
regularly,
lot.
like every year.
I'm seeing it. There's like 5 here. There's 7 here. There's 4 there in a row, and then it's always consecutively.
And Missouri was this. So in this, I don't know why. Well, Kentucky's close to Indiana, so
I would say, what's the driving distance from Bloomington?
Well, they border each other, so.
Oh,
Kentucky
really?
and Indiana share a border, yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant Bloomington.
Oh no.
I was like, they do?
No, but they share a border, so I mean they're right there, and that would make sense why you'd play, teams from Ohio and teams from Illinois and teams from Kentucky because they're right there around you, and I get that. And
it's
then
3 hours and 4 minutes from Bloomington to Lexington.
Yeah, it's nothing, right?
That's not bad, yeah.
That's
but you got to go through the Hoosier National Forest.
Well, I mean, Tennessee went farther than that to Nashville. Right? It's 3 hours to Nashville.
It's about that, yeah. They traveled over there.
And they didn't leave the state. They didn't even get halfway through the state.
I fully disagree with, and I get why the Music City Bowl chooses Tennessee, but I fully disagree with teams for bowl season not leaving their state. Like, take your fans somewhere.
It's hard
Let them experience a vacation.
You mean Idaho to the famous potato? Anyway, it's hard to.
Go to Miami or go to Louisiana, the LA Bowl. Go play in the LA Bowl. Go play in the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl.
Right.
Go play in the Sun Bowl. But taking your fans 3 hours away to Nashville, where it's still just Tennessee fans, is not. It's not exciting.
To be fair, you net more money.
I know, like I said, I understand why Music City chooses it. That makes sense. Like that's an instant sales. I think those teams.
I think it's already an SEC bowl tie-in, so I think that if the Music City Bowl has a chance to take Vanderbilt or Tennessee, they're going to, because that's going to generate they're going to sell out more tickets. People are going to come. I get why they do it. It's just it's weird. I don't know. I agree. I think teams should. Here's the example. We're going to talk about the NFL in a minute, but the Niners have a chance to play every game at home through the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like Tampa did, a few years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't think you should be playing the Super Bowl at home. I don't think that should ever be a thing.
Well, I mean, but you also schedule it before.
Agreed. But the Rose Bowl is in the same place every time, and if USC plays there or UCLA plays, UCLA is home field.
Oh, I don't know if we covered this, but when the Rams won the Super Bowl, they were at home.
Yeah.
And I wondered if but they were the away team.
At SoFi? Well, it's because of the record, I think.
Yeah. But did they get to use their home team locker room?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know. I like that. I like that as a yeah. I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to. If you're not the home team, you shouldn't be using the home team, right? But all of their stuff is in there, right? Although, do they have 2 separate locker rooms? I don't know the answer to this. Do the Chargers have one locker room, and do the Rams have a different locker room?
Yes, they do. So according to this, it says the Rams got to use their normal locker room at SoFi for Super Bowl.
That's cheesy.
Bowl, whatever that LVI. While the Cincinnati Bengals used the Los Angeles Chargers locker room due to a quirk in NFL rules that alternate home team status by conference.
It's weird.
Oh, so it was the fact that they weren't the home team isn't because of record. It's because it alternates.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I would guess that whoever the better team with the higher seed
I would have
was or
thought that would
whatever.
be,
But I
yeah.
guess it says it alternates back and forth.
So AFC, NFC, AFC, NFC. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Now I want to know who the home team in the Super Bowl is this year.
I don't know, but you can find out, right? You're gonna find out and let
Uh,
us know.
AFC is even numbered Super Bowls. NFC is odd number Super Bowls.
So this is
And so
26,
LX. So it's AFC.
right? So this is right. Yeah, well, yeah. So the Niners playing at home will be the road team.
But this is 60.
Right, 60, right?
Yeah. So it's still an even one.
So
But yeah.
The Niners playing at home will be the road team, and they'll get their own home locker room again,
Home
like the
locker room.
Rams
Yeah.
did. That seems
Yeah.
like wrong. I would make them go to the other locker room.
Well, how about this? I would let the home team choose.
Pick, yeah, there you go.
Because that's a little bit of gamesmanship. If you're, if you're the Patriots and
Sure.
you're playing the Niners and you go, yeah, we'll take their locker room.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
As a coach,
they've never sat in the visiting one. They're about to.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be exciting. So anyway, that's NFL. That's neither here nor there. But that the college football, the bowls have been set for who knows how long, and these teams they play, and they're if you're from the north half of the United States, you will never play at home because none of the bowl games are ever north except for Boise.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Everything else is mid or south, right? Or it's indoors. You might get one in Detroit Motor City Bowl, something like that, right? But that's
Yeah.
it's rare. The
But
Pinstripe Bowl, right? But
yeah.
it's New
So
York.
there's other places that are on the docket for it. So Minnesota is slated to get a bowl game when the current contracts run out, but they've only had an indoor stadium for like 5 years, 6 years, whatever it is. Or actually, maybe it's longer than that,
Gotcha.
but like 10 years. So there's not, as teams convert to being indoor, you're going to see those bowl games start to pop up. Denver, when they build their new stadium, what is it, 2028, I think is what they're talking about.
Right.
It's going to have a cover that goes over it.
Yeah.
That's gonna bring some bowl games to town.
Right. Yeah, agreed.
So, once contracts in.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about the NFL because we had a lot of NFL excitement this weekend. I mean, it was started with Christmas, right? Christmas Day. So we've had a lot of I don't know. Let's talk about this. So Cowboys beat the Commanders 30-20. This was Christmas Day. The Cowboys beat the Commanders 30-23. Nobody cares. Let's be fair, right? The Cowboys were eliminated. The Commanders were eliminated. I mean, they made it seem like it was a big deal, but it's not a. The Cowboys play on every primetime holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. When are we going to stop that? This team has not done anything since the 90s, right? And why do we keep showing them on TV? Why do we keep showing them on the holidays? Why? Oh, it's tradition. I get it. I would rather watch someone who actually means something. On Christmas Day, this would have been a good time. You showed the Broncos Chiefs, which on the schedule was an amazing game, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year.
You couldn't possibly have known.
No, you would have thought this was for the division title or maybe a playoff spot or who knows what, but home field advantage at worst. And it didn't end up being Lions Vikings. The other Christmas Day game, right, was last year 14-win teams or 13-win teams.
It was for the division. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was a huge game. But anyway, let's go back. So Cowboys beat the Commanders 30-23. The Lions played the Vikings. The Lions got eliminated by playing terribly. 6 turnovers, right? 5 sacks. The Vikings looked dominant defensively against what is a really good Lions offense, or normally. Jared Goff was 18 of 29, 197 yards and a touchdown. But both those teams are 8-8 now, and neither one is going to make the playoffs. The Broncos played the Chiefs, which, like I said, the Broncos had the toughest last 2 games, Chiefs and Chargers, right? Because those 3 teams were going to be playoff teams, and this was a big deal. That being said, we now don't have Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs are eliminated, but it was still a challenge for the Broncos. 2013, they win on the road in Kansas City, and by virtue of a later game, clinched the division title.
That's right.
Bo Nix, 26 of 38, 182 yards and a touchdown. He's still manages to do those things. He okay. Bo Nix, I like Bo Nix. I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. He still makes some stupid decisions occasionally to do some weird things. He throws sometimes. He's great at throwing on the run, and then one time he's not. Right? So he does some of these things when I watch him and I go, okay, this is right up his alley. He's scrambling out, he's rolling left, he's rolling right, he's bootlegging, whatever. And all of a sudden he decides to throw the football sometimes, and you go, ooh, I wouldn't have done that. But he has so much confidence in his arm in being able to fit into tight windows and hit guys and lead guys. And I understand that. And that's what makes him, taking chances is what it has Denver at 13-3. To be fair, they were a playoff team last year. They're even better this year. But I still think he's got some learning to do, and it would make me feel better as a fan if there was a little more calm. It seems like chaos sometimes, right? Am I wrong?
You're not, but also I think that Sean Payton sets Bo Nix up for some quirky, I have to do something moments because I can't give the play calling back.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Where it's like they'll run draw play -1. Then they'll run a screen play that's blown up on a good play. Could have been a big one, but it was blown up.
Yeah.
No gain. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix doesn't want to give the ball back. No one does. So
right.
Yeah, but what he used to do last year that he isn't doing this year, and this is massive progress, there would be RPOs where he'd hold onto the ball as he's going to the sideline and then throw it away, which looks like a savvy move, but then his linemen have moved downfield as he throws it away, and he takes an illegal lineman downfield penalty. And it's just like, he wasn't seeing the play is an RPO. You can't throw the ball away. You need to tuck it and burn because you don't have any other options at this point. You've dragged it on too long. Like, you have to go.
Yeah.
And he wasn't quite clicking on that. But I also think sometimes Sean Payton puts him in these bad positions where it's like, you need to. Bo Nix thrives the most when he comes out and throws early and often, and he doesn't always let him throw early and often, and it causes some issues. So, yes, he's got some growing to do. He's definitely had, I think he's got 11 interceptions this year or something like that, which would put him in the bottom third or something. But he also has 29 touchdowns, something like that. So that puts him in the top third. So he's done a lot of really good things.
He has 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
25 and 11. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he's almost got 4,000 yards. He probably will have 4,000 yards, unless he doesn't play this coming weekend.
He's playing this weekend. They've already said it. But Justin Herbert is not. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So the Broncos, by virtue of that win, and by the way, this may have been Travis Kelce's last home game in Kansas City, home game period. It may not. I think because of the way the season has gone, I think he'll play another season.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about, like, they started talking about it on the broadcast, and I'm like, has something happened to indicate that this was likely? Because I haven't heard anything.
Likely for him to retire?
Yeah.
Well,
is it because he's getting married? Is it because we think he's old? Like, it just
all of the above.
Like, I mean, but no. Like, Jason Kelce had been in the league for 3 more years than his brother. Like, he's 3 years past that, and he was in a position that took a beating. So it was like, I don't know where it kind of came from. No one was talking Travis Kelce retirement in week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They only started talking about it the last like 4 weeks.
He had 5.
It was weird.
He had 5 catches for 36 yards. Is that right? Something like that in this game. I will say this. Last year, 16 games. He played 16 games. He's played 16 games this year, so he's played all the games. He has 24 less catches.
Yeah.
But he does have 2 more touchdowns. So he's got 5. And he hasn't fumbled the ball this year, which he has done damn near every year for the last 6 years.
You got to do one.
I mean,
put it on the ground once, just to remember.
But his yardage numbers, his catch numbers, they're coming down. He had a peak there for 5 or 6 years where he was a 1,000-yard catcher at 100 catches. He had 97.
Yeah,
he had 97 last year, 73 this year. That's a huge step down. Patrick Mahomes just got hurt, but he's only been out for a couple games, right? So it's not like
No, what I meant by that is
yeah.
he got prime
Oh yeah,
Mahomes. That's why his
in
numbers look.
2016, yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is sinking out of his prime,
agreed.
and
That
that
too.
is directly correlating to Travis Kelsey sinking out of his prime
And
as
it could
well.
be, but he's also, I mean, he's been doing this for 12 years. He's played 12 years. This is his 12th year. I this is the lowest amount of yards. No, last year was 823. Is actually lower. He had 97 catches for 823. This year has 73 catches, 839. So he's averaging 11 and a half. He's averaging more per catch, just less catches.
Yeah,
But he's been targeted a lot less. So this is some of the lowest of his career. These 2 years are the lowest he's ever had in terms of yards. So I feel
yeah,
like
he'll be.
that's probably why the conversation comes up. Are you tailing off, for 2 years, not just this year, but last year too? They're lower.
But the
Um,
pro, what I just, but what I get that I get why people might think it, but why didn't you think it in fucking week one? Why weren't you
because you
going?
didn't
Could this be Travis Kelsey's last year?
because
No one said that.
well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because last year his numbers are down from the year before, right?
Right.
And you didn't this year you thought, okay, well, he's just going to bounce back. It was a bad year, and he's going to bounce back, and it's going to be great. And he didn't. That's when you start to
Well,
see.
the whole team didn't. Yeah.
Agreed. That's when you start to feel it's a decline and not just a bad year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you have 2 years
I
in a row.
I get
Yeah.
get it. I
Yeah.
just it
Agreed.
it feels Travis Kelsey's playing another year.
He's great.
Like like I have no reason to believe
That he
he
won't.
has done nothing to indicate that he won't, as far as I know. So
Right.
it's all literally is Justin Herbert going to retire next year? We have
No.
the same amount of information to support that idea that we do Travis Kelsey.
Well, and
Like it doesn't make any sense.
also you got. I mean, the Chiefs have lost 5 straight.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you said that? The Chiefs lost 5 straight. It was
Well, it
before
would have been
Patrick Mahomes.
2018.
Yeah. So that's weird. It's weird to just say that. Even and 2.5 of those games were with Mahomes. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation. I get it. I
We'll
understand
see
why.
where it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't know, but he may leave. He may not. I'm just saying it could be his last home game. I don't think it will be. I think he'll play in one more year to see what happens. But if you see the decline again, if you just see that he's not, or Patrick Mahomes starts having injury issues and he can't be that guy and can't get him the ball, there's going to be a retirement conversation at the end of next year.
I think that's the bigger conversation is that Patrick Mahomes, both this year and last year, has had injury. He didn't leave last year, but he started getting hurt. Do you remember when he was like going through like the whole like constantly in pain with his ankle and his knee thing? Like he started getting hurt last year. This year he started the season kind of injured, got healthy, and then got injured again. It's just Patrick Mahomes, I think, is declining. I'm not 100% sure that Travis Kelsey is.
Right.
But I think Patrick Mahomes is, and that just directly affects your receivers. What are you going to do?
But do you think Travis Kelsey is willing to take another team to be traded or go somewhere?
Yeah.
Well,
he has spoke openly about that. He'll go to Cleveland.
Oh my God! But he won't win a title in Cleveland.
No, I know, but it's LeBron going to Cleveland, right? It's where he's from. It's his hometown.
All right.
Blah blah
he's
blah.
a Cincinnati guy, and
he's the Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So that's his whole thing. So yeah, he's spoken openly that he would go to Cleveland. He said he'd never leave Andy and Pat and that system. But if that whole system falls apart,
right?
He'd go to Cleveland.
I don't know.
That being said, I don't know if you'd want to freaking go to Cleveland.
I don't think I'd go to Cleveland. I don't know how much you're gonna pay me. You'd have to,
bro.
But I mean, the money. He's not about money now, right?
Yeah, he's got money, and his wife has money. So.
Yeah, so nothing's about money. It's about a situation, right? Being in the right situation.
Being happy. Also, does Taylor want to go to Cleveland?
No,
8 times a year.
Nobody wants to go to Cleveland. Although she might be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at some point. You never know.
So she'll go to check out her like mural or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Her display.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Let's talk further. So then on Saturday, we had 2 games on Saturday. Gigantic impact games. So Houston played at LA at the Chargers in SoFi. And Houston scored 14 first quarter points and then kind of throttled the Chargers offense. It was 20-16 Texans as a final. But the offensive line for the Chargers looks terrible at the moment.
Yeah.
It just looks awful. And yet they still almost won the game. I mean, they still had a chance. But it still was one of those games where this was a seeding game, and it moved the Texans up to 5, and the Chargers are 6, right? Currently, um, 6. They're 6 still, right? I think they're 6. Anyway, I haven't looked at it.
Sounds right.
I got a chart here somewhere. But anyway, it was a big loss for the Chargers. It also handed the Broncos the division title, so they didn't have to go play LA next week for the division title.
Woo.
What they're playing for next week is home field advantage. To secure. That's what they're trying to win, because a loss by the Broncos and a win by the Patriots. The Patriots would be the number 1 seed with the bye, home field advantage, blah blah blah. Didn't really like the way the Chargers looked in this game at any point in time. The Texans defense looked like the Texans defense that it was supposed to be, um, but it wasn't. It wasn't a. Yeah, it was a tough loss. Anyway, it was a good football game. There's been a lot of 2016, 20 to 13, 13 to 6. There's been a lot of these football games 20 to 17 this week, and I was like, God, it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch two teams not that the defenses are dominating. And if you like defense, that's great. I'm an offensive guy. I want to see teams succeed and play well offensively. I don't care about your defense. I would love to see it 50 to 40, whatever. But it's so hard to watch a 20 to 13 football game in
It gets
2016.
so old so fast.
Yeah, because it's 3 and out. It's 3 and out. Interception, fumble, touchdown. Okay, good. We got a touchdown. Now maybe we can get something rolling. Nope, 3 and out. So
Snoozer.
snoozers. Anyway, the other game Saturday, Ravens Packers. Ravens in a must-win situation, and they do. They go to Green Bay and they win 41 to 24. A relatively easy win. However, this is because Jordan Love's not playing. It's Malik Willis, the backup, and Derrick Henry just goes off. 36 carries, 216, and 4 touchdowns.
I was waiting for Derrick Henry to go nuclear all season. He decided to do it after I'm eliminated from the playoffs. Thanks, Derrick.
Well, he held them into the play. He held Baltimore in, because if they had lost this game, they're out. So they still have a chance to make the playoffs with a win. They play the Steelers in Week 18. This is for the division title. Loser goes home. Loser's not even in the playoffs.
Jeez.
And that's crazy. But yeah, and Lamar Jackson may or may not play. They haven't made a decision yet. So I got a feeling he's gonna play.
What time is their game?
That's a great question. I do not have that.
Because what time their game is might factor into why they have or haven't announced he's playing.
And that's true. So Week 18, they're playing.
I'm looking here.
They're playing
they're,
late.
They're
it's
the Sunday.
It's the Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the last game of the year.
Because other things could happen before that might because it's a win and you're in.
No, it's win and you're in. One of these teams
so
wins that.
He's playing.
He's probably playing. Yeah.
No, yeah, I swear to fucking Christ, if John Harbaugh comes out and doesn't play him, if he doesn't slap him and say, get your ass up and play in this football game, or go to Cancun now and get the hell out of my freaking facility, like, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
What scenario on earth do you want a guy on your team who won't play through a little ankle, calf, hamstring tightness for the division?
By the way, Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite at this point. And they're playing at Pittsburgh, where it's going to be 25 degrees. That's going to be fun. So,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but it gets pretty cold in Baltimore too.
It does. I will tell you what I'm most upset about in the week. Well, hold on, let me get there. The Browns beat the Steelers 13-6. That's what set all this up, because the Steelers lost. Had the Steelers won, or the Ravens lost, either one, the Steelers were going to be the division champions. And now we have a final season game. The Steelers only scored 6 against Cleveland at Cleveland.
Sounds like the NFL had the script ready.
Maybe. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Aaron Rodgers playing in for a chance to play in the playoffs next week. Okay. Yeah. Saints at Titans. No one cares, right? Saints and Titans. Tyler Shook rallies the Saints. That's what they said. To a 34-26. They did score 24 second half points. The Jaguars. That's the team to watch out at the moment. They're kind of hot. They beat the Colts, who the Colts are pissing me off, because the Colts are starting Riley Leonard next week instead of Phillip Rivers, who you acquired to be your guy, and now that you're out, he's not your guy anymore. Which is kind of, to me, that sounds like tanking, like giving up. You know what I mean? You haven't played Riley Leonard all year. Why now?
Yeah.
Why now? Oh, we got
You
to
just see what the kids got. I mean, your season's done.
I
See what you
agreed.
got.
I understand that point, but my point is this. You hired a guy to come in and try and win football games for you because you thought he was better than Riley Leonard. And now you don't care that he's better than Riley Leonard. You care that you're just going to, oh, let's give him some, because our season's over with. Let's
You
hand a game to the Jaguars. Let's
Well,
hand a
but
game to the
but you
Houston.
stop. You
Well,
don't know if you're handing a game to anybody. When they signed Philip Rivers,
yeah.
you said they were handing games away because he's 44
Well,
years
why?
old, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're competitive.
Okay, but did they
You
win
could
any
be
of those?
1000% no, but you could be 1000% wrong. And the beauty of unknown quantities is that they're unknown. Not a single fucking person has tape on this guy. They
On
don't have
Riley Leonard?
any tape,
Yeah.
any film. They have no clue really
But
what they're going to get. They
agreed.
got tape on all the receivers and shit, but they don't know what that's going to mean
Gotcha.
with a different guy under center. You can come out and win games, be disruptive, and be a problem with these guys. What's his name for the Chiefs came out and almost beat the Broncos.
He did.
Because there's no tape on him. You don't know what
Well,
you're going to get.
But, and that's not, I get it. I understand that part of it. What I'm saying is this. You had Riley Leonard on your team all year, right? You didn't think he was good enough to be your guy to win a football game all year. So if he wasn't good enough then, why is he good enough now? Because you don't care if he is. That's the only answer.
No, it is not the only answer.
It is.
Well, that is a lie.
You don't care if you win or lose this football game.
You don't want to destroy his trust in your organization by thrusting him in and have all the blame for losing a division blame on him. You don't want to do that. You don't set up your rookies to fail. It's not a good scenario.
Hold on.
Right? This is a meaningless game. If he loses, doesn't matter. If he wins, hell yes.
Okay.
This is a plus for them right now.
Okay.
To play him.
What?
Bringing in Philip Rivers allowed you to honor a past guy. It allowed you a chance to win that might have been equal to Riley Leonard, but doesn't shift all the blame to him.
What you just told me was the Colts were going to lose those games regardless of whether it was Rivers or Leonard. That's what you just told me, right?
No.
You just said, why would you set them up for failure to lose those games? Why would you do that? Why, if you knew you were going to lose, what difference does it make? Get him the experience earlier. Why doesn't he not have 6 games worth of playing experience?
Because there's more at stake than just the wins and losses. If he feels like he was thrown into a bad situation, he will resent the organization. At which point there is a break in trust. It goes beyond the simple. Bringing in Philip Rivers allows you again to connect with your fan base.
Got it.
Honor a Colts legend, kind of.
But you
honor a legend.
But you're doing it. You're doing it at the expense of your team. At the expense of a playoff shot.
Kind of.
I mean, so if you're willing if you're willing to say, I'm going to play Philip Rivers because I think this is more valuable than winning a chance for a playoff game, because that's what you have to be saying. You're telling me that Ryan Leonard has been on your team all year. Philip Rivers was not. He was on a couch somewhere. He's been on your team all year. You could have played him at any point in time. You decided that he wasn't good enough to be that guy, right? Because you didn't start him at any point, ever, during the whole season. Not from week 1, not week 12, whatever. He's not your guy. So if you already determined he's not good enough, he's not even better than a guy who's been on the couch for 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You determined that somewhere on the line. You said, I'm going to go find another guy. I don't want Riley Leonard to be my quarterback. I want this guy to be my quarterback. I understand. That's totally PR, and you've absolutely sold out your season at that point.
So there's another element to all this. Philip Rivers knows Shane Steichen. He was his QB coach. He worked with him when he was at the Colts, when Philip Rivers was at the Colts before.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers and helped Shane Steichen develop his playbook.
Got it.
It minimized a learning curve of a starting quarterback.
Agreed.
To be like, hey, Philip, can you come in here since you know this already, and let's just take off running. Which, I mean,
so
let's be real, they did. Their offense is just pretty soft too.
So
their defense is pretty soft. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as simple as let's just get someone else.
So
it's not that blank. There's many broader avenues to look at.
I'm asking you the question. So Riley Leonard, who's been on your team all year and he's been learning this playbook all year, he's been there with your team, is not good enough at any point to run this offense. He doesn't know the playbook as good as a guy who last ran it 4 years ago. I know, understand he's a Hall of Famer. Philip Rivers is going to be a Hall of Famer in 5 more years because he just screwed up being a Hall of Famer next year. Um,
Yeah.
it's going to be 5 more years before he can do it. But this is my question: why did you draft Riley Leonard? If he was never if during
For development.
preseason you determined that he wasn't going to be your guy, you should have got rid of him because he's obviously not good enough to be your guy, even over a guy who's been on a couch for 4 years, who's 40 something years old, who looks like he can't throw the ball 30 yards.
And yet did. And
Well, I
yet
mean, he
did.
kind of
So
did. He
yeah,
kind of did.
he did about as good as any backup
If he,
quarterback who comes in the league.
if he could have thrown the ball with power 40 or 50 yards, they would have had a chance. He could not throw a deep ball. They were lobs. So that was a problem. So there's an issue right there. You watch him. Just go watch him. And that ball has a lot of air under it. He can't get it down the field hardly because he doesn't have that same arm strength that he did. Because you called him from, he wasn't ready. He didn't have any preseason. He didn't have any training. He was just, let's just yank him in. I feel like it was a bad decision. I feel like you should have been playing
what if
Riley Leonard all along.
there's also some unknowns in this, right? Like, what if Riley Leonard has some sort of injury that
And
they're
that's true. I don't know that.
intentionally keeping quiet for PA, like NFL PA and contract reasons?
Okay.
That could be a thing, right? Like, he's still suiting up, but maybe you don't want to force the issue on this. That could be kind of a big deal. Also, maybe you don't want to turn his development. Maybe you've already committed to telling him, hey, you are holding a clipboard this year, period. And you don't want to feel like you go back on that because you're in panic mode. Puts him in panic mode. Like, maybe there's something more. Again, there's so much to this
okay.
that doesn't feel like it was just because they didn't choose anybody. They didn't walk out and choose anybody. And there are better options available than Philip Rivers. In my, like, from an athleticism and age standpoint.
You would think.
But they chose the guy who is the most connected to the Indianapolis Colts that was available.
Okay.
And so it was like, all right, I kind of get it. I'm with you. I would play my rookies. Fuck their contracts. I want them on the field.
Yeah.
I bought you for a reason.
That's
play,
right.
Damn it.
Come in and do something.
However, I'm also not in those rooms with the GM and the coaches. I don't know exactly what's going on, and I don't presume that I know more than them enough to say they should or shouldn't do this. Because I don't think that's the case.
I will presume that I know more than them in that they brought Riley Leonard in to play the last play of that game so he could throw a deep ball. That's why I will presume to know more than them. Because if you knew that his arm was better than Philip Rivers, why was we not playing? Because that's what was causing you grief for the last 3 games. You could not throw a deep ball and stretch the field. If you knew this guy could,
its offense never really went deep that often.
You got Jonathan Taylor.
I watched Daniel Jones throw 5-yard quick slants and then run with Jonathan Taylor every other play, and that's how they beat the Broncos. They didn't go deep on the Broncos.
Well, some of that's team you're playing scheme. I get it, but
yeah, it's true. We got cornerbacks and safeties, but still, like, I never watched them do it, so I was like, all right, that's just not their scheme. They don't want it. It's not the way they lean. So
all right, we'll let it be. But
yep.
I don't like it. What I feel like you're doing is handing Houston a win.
If he comes out and wins,
I'll apologize. Yeah. I'll apologize to Riley Leonard and the whole Colts organization if that happens. But I don't.
If it's good.
Houston is playing for something. They have something to play for, and Indianapolis does not.
Yeah, Houston is playing for the division. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Houston is playing for something.
But I mean, if you have pride, like that, pride is a problem sometimes. Maybe. Causes issues.
The Dolphins beat the Buccaneers 2017 in Miami. The Dolphins are 7-9. They're the same record as the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers have a chance to go to the playoffs. What's wrong with our system? However, the Buccaneers were 6-2. This is like 7 or 8 weeks ago. We decided that the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, look at what's going on here, right? This is a thing, and then they went 1-7. And in this game, he was 33 of 44 for 346 yards. He did throw 2 touchdowns. I think he also threw 2 interceptions. We won't talk about that fully, but yeah, what happened? See, it's kicking off again. Our freaking phone is our Teams connection is not doing what it's supposed to do. So it says right now, looks like something went wrong. We're trying to get you back on the call. So hopefully that'll happen. We probably have to just hang up and start over again because that's what we do. But yeah, I don't understand what happens around here. I have no idea why we can't just get a reliable connection. But since Skype went to Teams, not 100% certain it's the best thing. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Parker will call me back. Anyway, Dolphins with a 2017 win in Miami. They have no chance of anything. But Baker Mayfield, still a good quarterback. He's got some issues that I don't understand why the Buccaneers aren't still winning games. Why they can't win games? It just seems like they've just decided that they just can't. So, Patriots with a 42-10 win over the Jets. 5 touchdown passes from Drake May, who I think is amazing. Drake May
And
has.
that's
Go ahead.
me.
What?
And that one was on me. Yeah.
Well, that's
So,
all right. Drake
yeah.
May with 5 touchdown passes. We were talking about with a 42-10 win over the Jets. It is the Jets. They're terrible. I get it. But Patriots managed to just keep rolling along.
No one cares about the Patriots.
That's going to be a tough football game. I'm looking forward to Patriots Broncos, right? AFC Championship. Wouldn't that be good?
Oh God, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that I don't believe in it. And they lost what? They lost Stephon Diggs now. He's not playing.
Yeah, well, we don't know what
Like,
happened with Stephon Diggs,
unless
right?
things get pushed aside, really, they have 2 players facing felony assault charges right now. 2
Crazy.
starters.
That's crazy.
So, like, that could really hurt their system.
Sure.
So, especially since one of them's a starting defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But I just don't trust the Patriots. I don't trust who they are. Something about them doesn't seem.
It seems
right.
fake, right? Yeah.
Like Seattle, I didn't trust them for a while. They've gone on and done some things, and now I'm like, all right.
I still don't trust
These seem
Seattle.
pretty good. Well, I don't trust them to win at all. But like I do, I generally believe that they're a good team. I think that New England's pretending to be a good team and is riding the momentum of a couple big victories this season that were like off kilter. Like the Bills have been off this year, things like that. So
let's just say this. I'm going to say this, and we talked about it in the offseason and then a little bit before the season started. Sam Darnold has 27 wins.
Yeah.
In the last 2 seasons. I don't know that there's another quarterback that has 27 wins in the last 2 seasons on 2 different teams.
2 different teams. That's
especially
pretty huge.
Yeah. I thought, oh well, he's a product of Minnesota. They have, Justin Jefferson. You're throwing to the best receivers in the league. Okay. But that was a tough division. The NFC North was a tough division. It still is. And he moved to the NFC West. It's just a tough division. And what has he done? He's won 13 games. He could win 14 this year. I think he won 14 last year. That'd be 28 games. I don't know there are many quarterbacks in the NFL, period, over a 2-season stretch that have won 28 games as a starting quarterback. I would like to see that stat. I haven't looked it up, but there are not many.
Probably Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, a couple of guys like that.
That might be it, yeah.
Maybe a Peyton Manning thrown in there, something like that.
Yeah, Peyton Manning or Joe Montana maybe.
Peyton Manning was notorious for losing like 8 games a year.
And still being good, right?
And still having like a number 2 seed in the AFC behind Brady.
So,
yeah, he's been great. It's been weird to watch. But again, I'll still contend he went from a top 5 receiver to a top 5 receiver.
Yeah, Smith and Jigba was crazy good.
Last year, the Vikings defense was electric.
Yeah.
This year, the Seahawks defense is electric. And neither of those have anything to do with him except for the fact that they give him opportunities.
It's true. But I mean,
I would love. It's always interesting to see like a good quarterback on a team with a bad defense. They usually still lose games.
Yeah, that was my Miami Dolphins in the 80s, by the way. But anyway, that's not the point. We weren't going to talk about that. Seahawks beat the Panthers 27-10, setting up another win and you're in division title game. That's the Panthers and the Buccaneers, right? They play on Sunday. The winner gets in the playoffs. The loser goes home. And here's the other thing I don't like is that the winner of those games, both the Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Carolina, Tampa games, are going to be the 4 seed because they won their division.
Yeah, I think that's something the NFL needs to, and they've talked about it. They addressed it, but they said they weren't making any changes. I don't mind rewarding division winners with a playoff spot, but there's no reason to give you. Yeah, there's no reason to give you a home game at 8 wins.
Yeah,
like what the hell are we doing here?
There's a solid chance that this division, I mean, if Tampa wins, it'll be an 8-win team. The winner of the AFC North will have 9, but
We'll have a 9. Same
yeah,
deal though, you know.
yeah. But still,
Like
you're the worst record of the division
you
winners.
should be
So
a 7 seed. You're
7 seed, yeah,
you're one of the
yeah,
worst records in the
yeah.
whole conference.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to be a bye or a home game, and you should be playing on the road somewhere.
I'll nod the cap for winning the division, but I man, it's a shame that San Francisco or Seattle has to get relegated to 5.
To 5 and play on the
Just
road
just
at
so freaking Tampa or
Tampa or
Carolina get
Carolina.
the
Yeah,
home game.
right.
Like
Agreed.
that's out of control, stupid.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, the NFC West is 1, 2, 3 almost. You know what I mean? They have the top 3 seeds, or would be, or could be, if we did it that way. Um, but anyway, and you have Bears and the Eagles thrown in there too. But the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners all would have as good, if not better, right, than the Eagles
Yeah.
and the Bears. So anyway, all right. What else we had? They had the Giants, Raiders, and the Raiders. Did
In
the
the Who Cares Bowl.
well, this was for the first pick, right, in the draft next year, right? I I feel like I don't know that's a whole another thing when. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's actually injured or everybody's injured all of a sudden for the Raiders and they can't win a game. So we're just going to lose this one on purpose at home.
Gotta take care of that. Like
Yeah,
you can't have teams tanking on purpose.
agreed.
You have to find a way to corral that. And more specifically, you have to find a way to punish teams who do it.
Josh Allen on a 2-point conversion, right, at the end of the fourth quarter, trying to win the game, which I don't believe in when you're the home team. I think you kick that extra point and you make it 13-13, right?
Well, that's conventional wisdom, right?
Because, well,
tie at home, win on the road.
Agreed. Because you have the home field advantage, and playing longer, going into overtime gives your crowd a chance to get back into a game that you were out of for 3 quarters, by the way.
Right.
And you scored a touchdown. Had you just kicked the one extra point, then this extra point was a gimme and you win. But he threw a really terrible pass. Something you don't necessarily always see Josh Allen do. He threw a terrible pass on the 2-point conversion. That guy is open, right? Yeah. Khalil Shakir is open, like by a body length or two, and he just threw a terrible pass. He was running, he was rolling. I get it, but that is something he normally does. I will tell you who looked good in this game: Brandon Cooks, which I thought was 100 years. I didn't know he was still playing. I'll be fair.
You're like who? Brandon Cooks?
I heard his name when he caught a pass. I was like, not Brandon Cooks, like Oregon State Brandon Cooks.
Like the Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, same guy. 4 catches, 101 yards for Buffalo. He kept them in the game a couple times with big, huge catches. So I mean, he's obviously going to extend his shelf life quite a bit. But the Eagles with a big win in Buffalo. The other thing I'm really disappointed. The biggest thing I'm disappointed in this entire weekend is the fact that there was no snow in Buffalo. It was raining like a son of a gun.
Yeah.
How come that wasn't snow?
Nobody likes that.
I love snow. I want to see it snow.
Well, don't come to Denver.
I mean, I do like
we don't have any. We don't know where it's at.
I do like Buffalo's red jerseys too. I think those look good.
I definitely like their red jerseys.
Those are cool. The Bears and the Niners. There's another game I gave up on.
Oh, wow, it was a great game.
But it ended up being a fantastic finish, right?
Wow, it was so good.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy with his little Patrick Mahomes-esque, I guess is that the best way to describe it, scramble around, buy time, and toss it, 5 yards? I don't know how far he threw that ball in the end zone, but it wasn't very far. But that was like the quintessential scramble, buying time, move around, kept track of his guy, and it literally just looked like he was standing there on the sideline in the end zone, just like, okay, throw it. And the Niners end up winning. The Niners looked like they couldn't be stopped until they couldn't do it anymore. I was like, what just happened? How did this switch all of a sudden? Huge win for the Niners. They have a chance to be the home, the number 1 seed and have home field advantage all the way through the playoffs, to include the Super Bowl. Which I don't agree with, but we already talked about that. The Bears are still dangerous. This is a dangerous football team. They can beat anybody. Luther Burden with 8 catches for 138 yards and touchdown. He looked like a world beater in this game. And then, of course, if you have Christian McCaffrey on your team,
if you have Christian McCaffrey, you got a chance.
It's hard to lose football games with that guy. 23 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown. he
He's
catches
awfully
it.
good, ain't he?
He runs it. I mean, he comes up with big plays when you need him to. Yeah, he's like that's. I would tell you he's probably the best athlete in the NFL.
Ooh, yeah, I would agree. I would
Yeah,
agree.
I
At
don't.
first, I was like, I don't like that, and
He
then I thought about it and went, yeah, okay.
he may not be the best receiver. He may not be the best runner. He's the best athlete. He can do whatever you need him to do. And I swear you could put him in at linebacker. He'd probably play. He'd probably be great. Um, I mean, just because he sells out. He's on board for it, full speed, 100% every play. And yeah, he's amazing when he's not hurt, and he's
Right.
been good this year. So, um, and then there was the Rams Falcons Monday night game. Did you watch the Rams Falcons? Because I'll be honest, it was 21-0 Falcons, and I said on this game. I watched Jeopardy. I watched the last of a limited series show that I was watching, and the Rams whittled away and came back, and yeah, managed to do the same thing they did against the Seahawks, which is find their way back into the football game and then drop it um, late. So Matt Stafford may be your MVP. I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. We talked about this earlier in the season. Um, Drake May, Matt Stafford. If you had to pick one, Drake May, Matt Stafford for MVP, if those were your only two options, who would you pick?
Ooh, quick backup though, because I lost you for a second.
Okay, go.
Did I watch the Atlanta Falcons
Yeah.
Rams game? Yes, I did.
Ah,
And I couldn't have been more disappointed in the Rams. But do
yeah,
you remember every year I tell you there are games that these garbage teams get up and win late against good teams,
Yeah.
and it's to sell tickets for the next year?
yeah.
This is that game. This
Well,
is look, we got something. We can do this. Like this
but
is that. That's
yeah,
all they did because they earlier in the day or the next day before they lost seeding for draft picks
right.
and things like that. So they're like, fuck it, let's go out and actually try and win one now. So that's what happens. That being said, come on, guys. Like Stafford and the Rams, you're a better team.
Four,
Be a
four of
better
the
team.
4 of the 5 Rams losses are on the road. The last 2 games were both on the road. They lost them both in the same kind of fashion.
Yeah.
They got behind. They came storming back and found a way to lose.
Pretty brutal way to lose them both.
Right? Yeah.
But for MVP,
if you had to pick one, and I'm only giving you 2 options, that's Drake May and Matt Stafford. Who would you pick if that was all that was on your ballot and you had to vote? Who would you pick?
personally, I find Matt Stafford at damn near 40 with 17 children to be doing what he's doing to be more impressive. He's got Puka Nacua, which, yeah, he's great. He's had Devontae Adams all year. He's great. But it just feels like Matt Stafford should have started to decline any minute now, and it just keeps not happening. Whereas Drake May, you're waiting. Like he's young. He's a young guy. You're like, okay, yeah, he's going to get better.
Right.
And he's getting better. What are the odds? Also, Steelers defense, or not Steelers defense, that Patriots defense is really good. They've played nobody.
This year is Matt Stafford's 4th. I'm going to make sure I say the right number right. 1, 2, 3. 5th highest passing yards of his career. And he's how old?
That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, he's got 700 more yards than he did last year. And 22 extra touchdowns. This is the most touchdowns he's ever thrown in his career. 42-8 is a 108 rating and a 70 QBR, which
it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So yeah, I could see why you'd give it to him. However, the quarterback on the Patriots, who are 13-3, makes it, you know what I mean? It's one of those awards where you go, okay, they are winning a lot of football games, and he seems to be part of the reason why they're winning a lot of football games. Let's just go look.
I like that. Seems to be.
He seems to be. Let me go look at and see what his numbers officially are. So he has like 200 yards less than Matt Stafford, but he does have 12 less touchdown passes. He's only got 30. But 30. He has 30 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in his second year as a pro. 4,200 yards, 72% almost completion percentage with a 112 rating.
Sounds impressive.
It's very impressive.
All that sounds real impressive.
And he has almost 400. He has 409 yards rushing. On top of that, with 4 touchdowns, he's the reason their offense is good. I mean, let's be fair.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
Well, He's one of the reasons.
I will give him some credit. I'm not giving Ramondre a lot of credit. Um,
It does sound like you're definitely not giving Ramondre a lot of credit.
but I feel like I feel like I would vote for Drake May. Just looking at the numbers and looking at what he's done and looking at how good they are with him at the helm. I feel like you know what I mean? I know Matt Stafford is good. I get it, but this is a surprise good, right?
Well, let me ask you a question. If Stafford beats the Seahawks, are you leaning the other way even with the loss to the Falcons?
You mean last week?
Yeah, yeah. If Stafford beats the Seahawks last week and still loses to the Falcons, I feel like my tone shifts even harder to being like Matt Stafford for sure.
I don't know if that one win makes me much different.
It makes a lot of difference for me. It changes things.
Does it?
Yeah, I just again, New England has won some interesting games this year. They've caught some, and I think Seattle has too. For that point, like it's a different conversation over there, but I think Seattle has too. But I don't trust them long term. So when they lost to the Raiders in Week 1 for Christ's sakes.
I agreed.
Raiders
It went well. Two
terrible,
two teams have lost
and
to the Raiders, so
and they beat Buffalo in Buffalo, but on a squeaker,
hey,
23-20.
a win's a
Like
win, right?
they got huge wins over Titans and Browns and Falcons and Bucks
Okay, all right. You can
line and Jets and
you
Bengals while Joe Burrow was still hurt and Giants and
you can say
they had a
what you
bye
want.
and they had a loss to the Bills.
Here's what I'm going to tell you: the Patriots are one win away from being the AFC's number one seed.
Yeah.
Okay, they have to win obviously to get it, but if they win and Denver loses, they're the number one seed. Okay, the Rams are out of that conversation. So as good as Matt Stafford has been, he cannot lead his team to the number one
Yeah.
seed, even with a Puka Nakua, even with
Well,
the
but
the
that's
team that's
but
around
that's
him.
because his division is bonkers,
Agreed.
and it's New England and the
Well,
Bills. If you had
yeah,
three 11-win teams going into Week 16 in the AFC East,
yeah,
yeah, one of these teams is going to get locked out, and it's going to be a shame. That's not what happened. So I don't know. The Patriots' best win on the season is at Baltimore.
okay.
I think that's their best win. I
At
mean,
Buffalo.
they have a win at Buffalo, but it's by 3. What do I say about 3-point games? Could
Mm,
still go either way. It's kind of a squeaker. But they
okay.
beat Baltimore pretty cleanly. It's a
Yeah,
4-point win, but it's still they beat them cleanly late in the season, in the winter, blah blah blah.
yeah,
They did all that. That's their best win.
yeah,
Two wins over the Jets, a Giants, a Bengals team without Joe Burrow,
yeah.
a Buccaneers team right when that slide started, a Falcons team when they were still trying to tank for position, a Titans team
Yeah.
that has been dog shit
We
all
get
year. A Saints team that
every.
hadn't started Tyler Shuck yet.
I will.
Like they played all these teams, and and the
I,
3 teams that they have played, or sorry, I guess it would technically be 4 games that they have played versus winning opponents. They're
right.
2-2.
Okay. Okay, and that's fine. I will tell you this: they have beaten either the division champion Panthers or the division champion Buccaneers. They beat them both.
Yeah, they beat them both.
They beat
Congrats beating this 8-9 team.
they beat the Bills. They beat the Browns, who just beat the Steelers. They beat the Falcons, who just beat the Rams. If you want to talk
Ipso
about,
facto.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's that. They beat the Bengals, who have whoop up on teams and then don't because what's his name has. But yeah, the Ravens is maybe a good win, but I don't think it's that great a win. That's an eight
It's
and
not
eight
that
Ravens
great a
team,
win.
right?
Their 2 wins are squeakers,
Yeah.
right? A 4-point and a 3-point, and their 2
Okay.
losses are also squeakers.
The Dolphins were 7-9. They
I guess
beat
the Steelers' loss wasn't a squeaker. That was a full 7 points. That's a
7
full
points.
touchdown. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really the same. But they're 2-2 against
But
teams over 500.
they've lost 3 games by a total of 18 points, dude.
2-2 against teams over 500.
Okay, let me ask you this:
I
Had they
think the
won?
Broncos aren't much better, by the way.
Let me ask you this: Had they won those 3 games that they lost by 7, 7, and 4, and they're 16-0 at this point,
Yes.
is he now the MVP?
Yes.
Even if it's just a touchdown, it's all we're talking about is one touchdown.
Unquestionably. If
That's-
you win 15
weird.
games in a season,
That's just a weird way.
like you are unquestionably MVP caliber,
So-
especially if the guy next to you isn't the guy, like in this case Matt Stafford, can't
Right.
win the division and things like that. It's not even a question anymore. But
All
you
right.
and him and Matt Stafford are kind of ebbing and flowing on the same energy. But Stafford has had to play the Seahawks
Okay.
twice. The Seahawks would bury any opponent
Okay.
that what's it called? That the
Would
Patriots have played.
would they though?
Stafford has to play the 49ers twice. They would bury any opponent that the
But he
Patriots have
lost to the
played.
49ers once.
I know, but that's my point. Is he's got to
And
play harder teams.
and he
The
lost to the
Patriots
Seahawks once.
the Patriots are the
And,
benefits of the fact that
sure.
Buffalo has had a weird year.
And he lost to the
That's
Panthers.
it.
He lost to the
And they were still
Panthers.
1-1.
Lost to the Panthers.
Yeah,
Lost to the
yeah.
Falcons.
The Panthers one is inexcusable. The Falcons one is exactly what I said it is. It's
Exactly
some
who we thought they were.
Also, the Falcons one was a pass interference.
Oh, that's true. I mean,
And like there've been a couple of those this past weekend where there was a pass interference in the corner of the end zone, and they're like, "We're not throwing the flag for that. Not now."
There's been some crappy refereeing, by the way, but we aren't even getting.
All I'm
into
saying
that
is the Broncos have wins over. Oh, hold on. The Broncos have wins over Philadelphia, Dallas. Take that for what it's worth, right?
Yeah.
But they're still a winning team.
Sure.
Houston, right?
Houston.
Kansas City, who's dog water, but they're whatever, and they were big, I guess, at one point in the season. They have a sweep against Houston.
Yeah.
Green Bay. Right? They've got wins over winning teams more than losses.
Okay.
Right? There are only 2 losses on the 3 losses on the season are the Colts, who are now a losing team, but they weren't until Daniel Jones' fibula decided to give up. And and then they surging Trevor Lawrence, and then an early season Justin Herbert. All in those first 2 games, boy, those first 2 losses were questionable as hell, and we all knew it at the time.
Let's do this. Seattle has beaten 4 teams with a winning record this year.
I'm gonna guess it's the Rams. No, they haven't beat the 49ers this year.
They beat the Rams. Yep.
Who are the other ones on that? Who are they?
The Jaguars, the Texans.
That's right. They beat
the Steelers.
They beat the Jaguars when they were in that mid-season slide.
Right.
When they were in just could not win a game to save their life, and they beat the Texans without C.J. Stroud, I think.
Right. That's correct. So the Rams have beaten how many teams with winning record? Texans.
Yeah.
The Jaguars.
Mm.
The Niners. The Seahawks. That's it. So they've got 4 teams.
It kind of seems like you only really get an opportunity to play 5 or 6 winning teams a year.
Apparently. But I mean, what I'm saying is if your division is so tough and the teams are so good, how come you don't have, if you're going to be that team, then you need to have 4 wins over a team with a winner just in your division, but you've only got 2 because you split with everybody, which means maybe you're not all that good because the other teams you're playing are not very good and not over 500. And that includes the 8-8 Colts and the 8-8 Panthers and the, you know what I mean? These are teams that are meh, okay, and the Ravens are 8-8. That's a win. The Ravens aren't even a winning record.
We talked about last year that it felt like there were a lot of really good teams, and we're like, oh yeah, they're good. We don't know who's going to do it. This year, there's teams with good records who you have a lot of questions about still. So, people have questions about the Broncos. I get it. They win suspect sometimes.
So now,
sure.
So now we got the Niners, right? So they got those 2 teams. The Niners beat the Seahawks with a winning record. They beat the Rams.
Yep. And
the Bears. They have 3.
The Bears.
They've only got 3 wins over teams with a winning record, and they could be your number 1 overall seed.
When did they play the Bears?
Just last week. This is last weekend.
Oh, right. The Niners. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said the Seahawks. I was like, wait,
so
when did the Seahawks?
They've only beaten 3 teams with a winning record.
Yeah.
And they have a chance to be your number 1 overall seed. Come on, man. So
it's there's some questionable stuff, man.
I know, and that's why I'm trying to compare these teams and see who's what. And the NFC is, we talk about the NFC West being so good. Are they though? The teams that they played haven't been very good. It's not like they played a murderer's row of teams, and you go, oh man, look, they beat everybody.
They seem like the Seahawks seem good, right?
They seem good. Yeah.
They seem good. Yeah. The 49ers are good. And you know this because they were good last year and the year before and the year before. And well, I guess they weren't that great last year, but they were good the year before and the year before and the year before. You know what I mean? They've been good for a long time. The Rams have been good for a long time without a lot of changes. Those are proven commodities. The Seahawks were a relative unknown. That's why you say they seem good. That's where you kind of go with that. The Patriots are on that same wavelength of they seem good.
Yeah.
But we're not sure because they haven't they haven't played a ton of people. They're 2-2 against 500 teams, and the Bills are definitely having a down year.
Yeah.
if the Bills won that game earlier this season, you're talking about a team that's 1-3 versus over
But
500 teams, and I don't think you're even having a conversation about Drake May and MVPs because you're like, even if they only have one less
to
win, you're like, they're just not that good.
to back up your point, the Patriots have beaten one team with a winning record this year.
Oh, it's only one.
Buffalo, yeah.
Oh, that's wait. Oh, the Ravens don't have a winning record.
The Ravens are 8-8.
Oh, I thought. Oh, I
Nope.
guess they're 500. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
500.
500.
So,
Ravens are 8-8. They did beat the
so
Falcons. They beat the Buccaneers, who are 7-9. They beat the
how many teams
Panthers, who
have
are
they
8
beaten with a 500 or better record?
2. So three.
Okay,
Three total.
three.
Yeah, three total.
Okay,
But that's I mean, it's terrible. Um,
yeah, it's
so
suspect.
it is, right? And all of the I think it's funny because all of the teams. I'm going through them all now. These leaders, these playoff teams, and I'm looking at who'd you beat that has a winning record. So now I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills. Okay, who'd you beat with a winning record? The Steelers. There's one. The Patriots. There's two. They've won two games over a team with a winning record. Two.
I just said 4 for the Broncos. So
Yeah, the Broncos are right there with
actually,
the
I think it's 3.
the
No, it's
Niners
4.
and the everybody else, right? So
Yeah.
it's weird. It's just like I
It's
feel
it's
like
the
nobody's
AFC East is weirdly
how
insulated from
how are
stuff this
how are
year.
these teams so good and they're not beating anybody that's any good? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm looking at Jacksonville now as another team, for example. They beat the Texans. There's one. The Niners. There's two.
Broncos. There's
The
3.
Chargers. There's three. The Broncos is four.
Maybe they're actually
That's it.
good.
That's it though. But four. Four is the
But
number.
yeah,
Four
but
is the
maybe they're
magic number.
actually good.
No, four is the number. Four wins over winning record teams, and that's the highest number I've found so far. I don't know. Maybe I should go look at like the Bears, right? I don't know. Let's go check out the Chicago Bears because maybe that's a team that we're overlooking. Has wins. No, it's not the Bears. Um, the Bears have beaten the Steelers and the Eagles and the Packers, so they got three.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's any good. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel comfortable saying this team is better than that team because none of these teams have done, you know,
There's
anything
there's too many bad teams peppered into the NFL
that could be the reason.
that cause you chaos. And then what's worse is you had teams go from good to bad. You had the Ravens lose 3 games to start the season, then win the next 5, and then lose the next 4 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like just bouncing around so you don't know who they are. The Jaguars did that. They had a slide in the middle. Who else am I thinking of who just started hot and then just went? Oh, the Colts.
The Colts.
The Colts started hot.
they
5
didn't
weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, you're going, man, you beat the Colts. That's a big deal. Now you're going,
Eh. The Houston has 4 wins over winning record teams.
Houston has played a very, very, very good back half of this season since he came back.
Indianapolis has a win over the Broncos, a win over the Chargers. There's two, right? But that was early in the season when they were winning games. I don't know. I just don't see much in terms of these. You know, the teams I'm going. Okay, this is a really good football team. How about the Eagles? Let's try the Eagles. That'd be the last one I look at. The Eagles have beaten the Rams,
Yep.
the Packers,
Yep.
and the Bills. They have 3.
They got 3.
I just don't know what to think. This is where I start when I get to this point in the season. I go, who's the best team in the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know any of these teams are any good. I'll be fair. They haven't beaten enough teams. You know, there's 4. If you've beaten 4 teams, you are in the upper echelon of all of these teams.
The upper echelon,
which is a retarded way of thinking it. But anyway, all right. Next week. So this weekend, if you're watching Saturday, Panthers Buccaneers for the division title. Winners in, losers out at Tampa. Tampa is a 2.5-point favorite. It's going to be 74 degrees in Tampa, by the way.
Jesus.
I know, right? And then the late game, Seahawks Niners for the NFC's number 1 seed, playing in Santa Clara. Those are 2 good football games. I am so excited about Saturday. And then Sunday rolls along. Chargers Broncos, which we've come to find out may not be anything, which it wasn't the last time we were excited about Chargers Broncos. And then is anything else worth looking at here? None of these
I like
games.
that. And then Sunday it rolls around.
Yeah, and then the rest of these games, Ravens Steelers Sunday night. That's the last game. Everything else is kind of meh. I mean, yeah, the Dolphins and Patriots. Okay, the Patriots have to win to get home field. If the Broncos lose, there's that. But the Ravens Steelers is win or go home, and that is Sunday night, the last game of the season. Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite on the road.
Jeez.
I know it's pretty.
There's
exciting.
some good games. It's shaping up this weekend for some competitive matchups.
Let's talk for a minute. 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Might have been 3 weeks ago. We had this bracket. See this bracket right here?
Yeah,
This is the NFL playoff. I don't even have you on share. I'm not sharing you. I don't think. There you go.
I was trying to be cool about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Did I just do it? No. Hold on. God, what is going on?
Just a little technical difficulty. I've had a ton of them tonight.
There.
So
there's your bracket. That was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And the playoffs looked like this, and we're like, okay, yeah, okay. And then last week changed a little bit, right? The AFC changed a little bit. There's Houston at the 7, right? And the Rams are 5, and San Francisco is 6 over here. And then this is the current one. So now San Francisco's at 5, and Seattle's at 1, and one of those two teams is going to be 5, and one of them two is going to be 1. Houston's at 5 now.
Yeah,
right?
They moved up quite a bit.
And they need a win, though, to stay ahead of the Chargers if the Chargers win, right? To secure a 5 seed. The Chargers' last playoff loss was to who?
Who was it to?
Jacksonville.
No.
Who they're sketch, right? Buffalo, New England would play for a third time in this particular scenario. Green Bay and Chicago would play for a third time in this particular scenario, right? I feel like it's rigged.
It's pretty exciting.
It is. It's going to be interesting to watch. The playoffs are going to be interesting in the football because I don't know that any of these teams are better than another team. That is what I'm saying. If you throw all these teams in here, even the Packers might be the weakest of these 14 teams.
There's a strong chance they all just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, and you don't even know who's going to win. I mean,
I 1,000% agree.
Home field might not mean anything. Other than warm weather or cold weather, right? That could be a huge factor. But the Rams playing at Philly, for example. Ew, right?
Ew.
I
like that.
Philly's a tough place to play in January, right? Buffalo and New England, they're used to playing in crappy weather, so it doesn't matter, right? So Houston plays indoors. Got to play at Pittsburgh, maybe. So, yeah, this is how it works. This is how it shakes out. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to, 4 games this weekend? 3 or 4 games, NFL games, and then the college football stuff tomorrow. We'll know more. And by the way, let's go take an update here. By the way, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 17-14 Miami, but Miami has the football on the Ohio State side of the field. So
they're driving a little bit.
They are.
You watch. They're going to settle for a field goal. Ohio State's going to bring it back the other way and win it.
Maybe. They just ran for a first down, I think so.
Just calling it like I see it.
Okay. We'll see what happens. We got 3 minutes to go, so I might go catch the end of this game.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
I guess last thing, go Avs. They're crushing the Blues right now, and they have the best record in the NHL, and they're going to win the Stanley Cup, hopefully.
We might start talking about hockey and basketball here.
We're going to have to because the Avs are going crazy.
Because we're going to run out of football too. So yeah. Next thing you know, we're talking about Kentucky and Indiana playing basketball.
Or welcome back to Lacrosse Weekly.
Well, yeah, welcome to your National Lacrosse League podcast.
There's a couple of them out there, and those guys are usually pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. I think there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to talk about. I like the speed of it. I like the way it plays quickly. You know what I mean? There's some setup like hockey does. Sometimes hockey is one of those things where I feel like it's a turnover after turnover after turnover until someone finally shoots and scores. And lacrosse seems like there's a shot almost every possession. There's something coming towards the goal on every possession.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, in lacrosse, like it's hard to dispossess somebody from the ball.
Yeah.
They're really good at holding on to it. So like you can get a good angle and put a hit on someone. They're probably still going to just hang on to it. So it's kind of tough. So yeah, shots. Usually it's the shot clock that dictates that there's going to be a shot and not somebody else. Whereas in the hockey, it's like the puck bounces, it moves, bad pass, slight hits a rough spot on the ice, changes direction. Like it's so small stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think. Unless you got something else.
Nope.
we're gonna go. We'll talk more about the National Lacrosse League next weekend and what Colorado did or didn't do this Saturday. And maybe I can find a video clip that has the coordinator in it.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll see what I can dig up. Anyway, this has been a Brain Rock production, a division of Lonely Tree Media. We thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.